Good evening, everyone. In the series of Daily Decode UPSC Perspective, we are most welcoming to surviving 24 hours of your news analysis. So, you can say that this is your night revision series in which we take 10 most relevant news articles, and this news article is directly associated with your UPSC examination. In this 10 news article, we are discussing about the background and what is the relevance of the news. So, start from our first news. Our first news is India and Namibia deepen bilateral ties. This news, why this news is important? Because India supported Namibia and also Southwest Africa People's Organization during independence. The India expertise in diamond cutting also implements Namibia's diamond sector, as well as Namibia is a member of SADC. SADC stands for Southern African Development Community, so making it a potential gateway for Indian investment in South Africa. So that's why this news is most relevant. After that, we are discussing about the Karnataka Misinformation Fake News Prohibition Bill. This news article is most relevant in the context of deepfakes and AI generated synthetic news. Earlier laws like IT Act are lacked teeth, so that the government of Karnataka take initiative to take uh, misinformation and fake news prohibition bill 2025, and also Supreme Court's Shreya single judgment 2015 has struck down section 66A of IT Act, setting chilling effect on speech. So the Karnataka misinformation and fake news prohibition bill is relevant for your UPSC perspective. The third news article is ELI scheme extended 2027. Why this news is important? Because the National Sample Survey data shows youth unemployment over 17% in 2023 and 2024. ELI compliances PM Vishwakarma Yojana for artisans extending support for informal sector. That's why news article is most relevant for a UPC perspective. After that, our next news article is India rejects supplemental award for Kishan Ganga and Brittle project. This news article is relevant because in terms of the background of this news is Indus Water Treaty has a World Bank brokered permanent Indus Commission for dispute settlement, and the Kishan Ganga design was always a sticking point with Pakistan. So this news is directly connected with your IR and water dispute section. In terms of our next article is multilingual multilingual PRS launch by Ministry of Railway. This news is directly associated with your mother tongue issue. So this news is resolve your mother tongue issue because census 2011 shows 22 official languages plus 100 plus significant mother tongues. Yet PRS served only English and Hindi. So this news is cover your this misinformation regarding mother tongue language issue. The next news is NLCIL wins Environmental Excellence Gold Award. This information is directly associated with your thermal power sector. Thermal power sector. Now, thermal power sector covers 40% of contribution in CO2. So, why this information is relevant? Because this is directly associated with your environmental conservation. And as per the Paris Agreement, India target 45% emission intensity reduction by 2030 as per Paris Agreement. The next article is 501.02 megawatt solar project at Bikaner. Why this important? This news article is important because India crossed 200 gigawatt of renewable energy in early 2025, and Rajasthan receives greater than 300 days of sunlight per day. That's why this information is most relevant for your UPSC perspective. After that, the Microsoft launched an AI diagnostic tool. This AI diagnostic tool will directly help in the National Digital Health Mission, which was launched in 2020, set the data backbone for such tools like AI diagnostic tool. And the India has a shortage of radiologists and pathologists. So the making AI is crucial. That's why this news article is most relevant in terms of science and technology section. The next news article is Supreme Court implements SC/ST reservation in staff. So why this news article is important? Because this news is directly connected with your polity section under the article of 1604 and article 335, and this is the consistent demand for Dalit Adivasi Employee Association. That's why this news article is relevant for your UPSC perspective. And the last but not least, the news is 10 year of Digital India. So Digital India, this news is directly linkage with your SDG, Sustainable Development Goal number 9, which means 3I. Yeah, I3, which is known as Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure, and the SDG 16. SDG 16 is directly connected with your transparent institution. So this news is directly connected with your SDG 9 and SDG 16. And also, I told you one more thing, the 1.3 lakh crore invested since 2015 in Digital India. So this all are the news which is directly connected with your UPSC perspective. Now in the deep analysis, we just go to take our first news article which is known as India and Namibia deepened bilateral ties. So the first thing is that India and Namibia share a long-standing friendship dating back on Namibia's independence in 1990s, and India supported for its liberation struggle. Today, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has concluded the historic two-day visit of Indian Prime Minister in Namibia, signing agreement on renewable energy, green hydrogen, agriculture, and education. Beyond that, India is eyeing Namibia's strategic minerals like uranium and rare earth element. You also know that the earth element is the backbone of your e-vehicle industry. That's why the Namibia visit is the most relevant part of our UPSC perspective. When we are talking about the UPSC angle, so the India Namibia deepen bilateral ties cover our GS paper 2. This is the bilateral relation, which is known as your international relation, also connected with your GS paper 3. In the GS paper 3, this cover the energy security section. The possible interview question is that how can India leverage partnership with Southern Africa for its strategic tool? So this is the expected question. Okay. Our next article is that Karnataka Misinformation and Fake News Prohibition Bill 2025. The Karnataka has passed the Misinformation and Fake News Prohibition Bill. The aim at cracking down the dangerous fake news, which is sparked communal violence and election disturbance in recent years. So this information is connected your GS paper 2 in the section of governance, and also associated with your GS paper 4 ethics in governance. Okay, so This raised constitutional debate between Article 19A 1 freedom of speech and reasonable restriction 19 subclause 2. Okay, the possible interview question is that can regulation of fake news become a tool to suppress dissent? How do we strike a balance? This is the most relevant UPSC question. After that, we are talking about ELI scheme. The ELI scheme is directly connected with your GS paper 3 economy, employment and government scheme. As you all know that the employment linked scheme is designed to encourage employers to formally hire more workers has now been extended to 2027. This is critical for India where youth unemployment is still high. The scheme will now also focus on MSME, women, gig workers, and rural job creation. This fits within India's goal to more inclusive and formalize the labor market under Atmanirbhar Bharat. So, the possible interview question will be: are such incentive schemes sustainable? And how can we secure job quality, not just a job as a number? Our third information is that India rejects supplemental award on Kishan Ganga and Little project. This news article is directly connected with our GS paper 2 and the section of IR and water dispute. After that, the GS paper 3 that is water dispute and GS paper 2 India Pakistan IR relation, also terms as environment. So India has formally rejected supplemental award for International Arbitration Panel over the Kishanganga and Turtle Hydro Power Project on the Western River under the Indus Water Treaty. So Pakistan has raised objection about India's water use, but India insisted these projects comply with the treaty limited of hydroelectric design. This could accelerate tension into Indo-Pak relation but protect India's huge hydropower investment in Jammu Kashmir. So this is your UPSC perspective. After that, our next article is directly connected with your multilingual PRS launch, the GS paper 3 in terms of science and technology and industry, digital infrastructure. Like, okay, so the Indian Railway has announced a multilingual passenger reservation system PRS to go live by December 2025. Until now, PRS supported only Hindi and English, excluding many regional languages speakers. This upgrade will cover all 22 languages, promoting linguistic justice and federal digital services. It will also boost tourism, rural connectivity, and social inclusion. Our next article is that NLCIL wins Environmental Excellence Gold Award. The NCL India Limited is the Ignite-based thermal power PSU has bagged the prestigious Environment Excellence Gold Award for its significant effort in emission reduction, emission reduction, emission reduction, waste handling, waste handling, and improve efficiency. So, the NLCIL thermal unit have received Environmental Excellence Gold Award Thermal Sector 2025, the first Green Environment Award at Lonavala, Maharashtra. This award received for the best implementation of employment management system, efficient water conservation and energy conservation measures, effective air pollution control measures, excellent waste to wealth innovative implications, massive green belt development, etc. At all NLCIL thermal. So this is the award, the Green Enviro Award, the first Green Environment Award 2025, NLC India Limited. So this is the news article. The next news article is directly associated with the solar power project in Bikaner, Rajasthan. So this news is directly connected with your GS paper 3 in the section of renewable energy and infrastructure. India has added another feather in its renewable energy cap as SGVN. SJVN Green Commission 501.02 megawatt solar project in Bikaner, Rajasthan. This contributes to India's ambitious target 500 gigawatt renewable capacity by 2030. Okay, and support rural livelihood in the desert region. So this news article is most relevant. The another news article is directly associated with AI diagnostic tool. AI diagnostic tool, and this news is directly connected with your GS paper 3 science and tech and GS paper 4 ethics in technology. Ethics in technology or health sector. In a major health tech development, Microsoft has launched MAIDXO, an AI-based diagnostic tool now being piloted in India. It's aimed to detect TB, then cancer and diabetes early and cheaply, helping rural and undeserved community. While this is a great technology leap, it raises big ethical questions around algorithm bias, consent, and data protection, especially under India's new data privacy law. Our ninth news article is Supreme Court implement SC/ST reservation in staff. This section is directly connected with your GS paper 2 social justice and judicial reform. Also connected with your GS paper 4 ethics in equality. The last but not least, the 10th year of Digital India initiative. So finally, India is celebrating 10th year of landmark India Digital India mission launched back in 2015 to transform India into a digital empowered society. The key achievements include Umang, BharatNet, DigiLocker, and telemedicine via e-Sanjeevani going forward, the government is planning an AI for governance mission, stronger cybersecurity framework, and rural coverage area. So this is directly connected with your GS paper 3 digital governance and IT infrastructure. Okay, so we will move back and meet tomorrow for this section. Thank you for watching.